Hey everyone, it's Zeenat. Welcome back to my channel, Your Class. If you are new here, a big warm welcome to you. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you can be part of the family and stay updated with all my future content. I am so excited to have you here today. In this video, I am about to tell you this story in a way that's not only interesting but something you will remember, like tips that stick with you seriously from the very first moment in Act First. The key events are packed with twists and turns that you won't forget. So buckle up because we are diving into the most exciting and unforgettable moment that set this whole mystery into motion. Now, let's move into Act First, the theft at Melon Court, a daring crime, hidden agendas, and twist you won't see coming. Let's uncover the mystery. Act First, the theft at Melon Court. Welcome to our dramatic presentation of the theft at Melon Court, a tense and atmospheric tale of privilege, suspicion, and social tension set in the elegant world of the English upper class. In this opening act, we witness a late night incident that shatters the calm of a wealthy estate. As the characters are introduced and the stage is set, we will see how a single event can expose the fragile nature of trust and respectability among society's elite. Join us as we explore the complex web of relationship and hidden motivation that emerge when crime intrudes upon the carefully maintained world of the wealth and status. As I mentioned earlier, we are kicking things off in Charles Windsor's dressing room, the scene where everything starts to unravel. Let's dive into Act First, the theft at Malden Court, and watch the mystery take its first twist. Set in Charles Windsor's dressing room, Malden Court, an impressive country estate located near Newmarket, known for its racing heritage. The mansion stands as a symbol of wealth and aristocratic tradition, its grounds meticulously maintained to reflect the status of its owner. Late night. The event unfolds around 11:30 p.m. when the house should be settling into nighttime quiet. The lead hour adds to the tension and secretive nature of the unfolding drama, as most respectable household would be retiring for the evening. The dressing room. Charles Windsor's personal dressing room serves as the central location. It is elegantly appointed with fine furnishing, perhaps a writing desk, comfortable chairs, and personal items that reflect Windsor's status and taste. Before we dive into Act First, the theft at Melton Court, let's take a moment to focus on the characters who bring this story to life. From Charles Windsor to Dor lurking in the shadows, each character has distinct traits and motivations that derive the plot. Keywords like mysterious, ambitious, and secretive will guide us as we break down who they are and what makes them tick. The theft at Melon Court. Setting. The dressing room of Charles Windsor at Melon Court near Newmarket. It is late at night around 11:30 p.m. Characters introduced. Charles Windsor, the host, a wealthy and respectable man. Lady Adela, Windsor's wife, who is fair and supportive. De Lewis, a young wealthy Jewish man who is a guest at the house. He is confident but feels like an outsider. Ronald Dancy, a former soldier and guest at the house, he is charming but has a reckless streak. General Canning, a respected military figure and friend of Windsor. I am about to tell you this story in a way that's not only interesting but something you will remember. Key event act first. Number 1. The Lewis enters Windsor's dressing room, visibly upset, and announces that nearly £1,000 has been stolen from his room. Number 2, he explained that he locked his door and had the key with him, but the money was taken while he was in the bathroom. The only possible entry point was the balcony. Number 3, the Lewis subtly accuses Dancy, pointing out that Dancy's room is next to his and that Dancy is known for his athleticism, including the ability to jump between balconies. Number 4. Windsor and General Canning are reluctant to believe Dancy could be guilty, but the Lewis insist on involving the police. Number 5. The act ends with tension rising as the characters debate the implications of the theft and the potential scandal. Now, let's shift our focus to Charles Windsor, the host, charismatic, charming, and always in control. He is the man at the center of it all. But is there more to this host than meets the eye? Let's uncover what makes Charles Windsor tick. Charles Windsor, the host. Social standing. Charles Windsor represents the pinnacle of responsibility in his social circle. His wealth and position makes him a natural leader among his peers, and his home serves as a gathering place for the elite. Character. A man of principle and composure, Windsor values order and propriety. He takes his responsibilities and whole seriously and expects a certain standard of behavior from those under his roof. Role in the drama. As the event of the theft unfolds, Winslow finds himself in the uncomfortable position of mediator, trying to maintain peace and decorum while addressing a serious breach of trust within his home. Next, let's talk about Lady Adela, the supportive wife, graceful, elegant, and always by her husband's side. She plays the perfect partner, but does her loyalty run as deep as it seems? Let's dive into her role and uncover the layers beneath that calm exterior. Lady Adela, the supportive wife, social grace. Lady Adela embodies the ideal English hostess, gracious, composed, and adept at smoothing over social tensions. Her refined manners and intuitive understanding of social dynamics makes her an essential counterpart to her husband's more direct approach. In nature, as Charles Windsor's wife, Lady Adela offers unwavering support while maintaining her own perspective. She stands by her husband through difficult situations, offering counsel that balances his judgment with her own insights. Moral compass. Lady Adela possesses a strong sense of fairness that guides her action throughout the unfolding drama. She navigates the complex social terrain with a clear understanding of right and wrong, even when conventional wisdom might suggest otherwise. Now, let's turn our attention to the Lewis, the outsider, mysterious, detached, and narrow fitting in the Lewis stands apart from the rest. But is there more to this outsider than just a sense of alienation? Let's dig into what makes him such a key player in this story. Lewis, the outsider, wealth and status. Despite his considerable fortune, Lewis finds that money alone cannot fully secure his position in English society. His wealth grants him access to elite circle but not complete acceptance. Cultural identity. As a Jewish man in predominantly gentle upper class society, Lewis navigates a complex social landscape where his identity marks him as different, regardless of his accomplishments or character. Self assurance. To settle and over prejudice, Lewis has developed a confidence that some perceive as arrogance. This self assurance serves as both armor and assertion of his right to equal treatment. When the theft occurred, Lewis finds himself in a precarious position where his outsider status influences how his claims are received and how he must advocate for justice. Hold on tight because we are diving into Act 2. The scandal unfolds. What was once a quiet mystery now erupts into a full blown scandal. Secrets come to light, lives are shattered, and the tension is about to hit its breaking point. This is where everything changed. Let's see how it all goes down. The scandal unfolds. Act second. Setting: the card room of a London club. 3 weeks later, characters involved: Lord St. Earth, an older respected member of the club; Augustus Boring, a club member who is somewhat skeptical of Dancy; Margaret Armour, a friend of the Dancy who is supportive but concerned; Major Calford, a close friend of Dancy who is fiercely loyal to him. Now it's time to dive into the key events of Act Second, where everything unravels, secrets and exposed, alliances shift, and the drama intensifies. These are the moments that completely change the game. Buckle up, because the twist coming your way will leave you on the edge of your seat. Key events. Number one, the character discuss the ongoing trial, which has become a public scandal. Lewis has accused Nancy of stealing the money, and the case is being widely followed. Number two, Lewis revealed that he had additional evidence, including the fact that Dancy knew about the sale of a horse Rosemary that Lewis had sold, which Dancy had previously denied knowing about. Number three, Dancy is confronted with the accusation and denies it, but the evidence against him is mounting. His friends, including General Cannon and Windsor, are torn between their loyalty to Dancy and the evidence. Number four, Dilip is feeling vindicated, declares that he will not pursue the case further but insists that Dance is guilty. Number 5. The act ends with Dancy's friend urging him to leave the country to avoid further scandal, but Dancy is reluctant, feeling that running away would be an admission of guilt. Next up, we have Ronald Dancy, the charming ex-soldier with his smooth talk and captivating presence. He is the kind of man who easily earns trust. But is there a darker side behind that charm? Let's uncover what lies beneath the surface of this intriguing character. Ronald Dancy, the charming ex-soldier. Number 1. Military background. Shaped by his experiences as a soldier, carrying both the respect accorded to veterans and the psychological impact of combat. Number 2. Social charm. Possesses a magnetic personality that draws people to him, making him popular in social circles. Number 3. Reckless tendencies. Beneath the charm lies an impulsive nature that leads to risk taking potentially destructive choices. Does he represent a certain type of a post-war English gentleman, outwardly maintaining the standards and manners of his classes while harboring inner conflicts and challenges? His calm makes him likable, but his reluctance suggests potential for trouble as the event of Malcolm unfolds. Now we reach the heartbreaking climax, Act 3, the tragic conclusion. The secrets, lies, and choices that have been linked to this moment will finally come crashing down. Lives will be forever changed and the consequences will be devastating. Let's uncover how this all comes to a tragic end. Act 3, the tragic conclusion. Setting. The Dancies fled in London the following morning. Characters involved. Mabel Dancy, Ronald Dancy's wife, who is loyal and supportive but devastated by the accusation. Inspector Dede, the police officer who arrives to arrest Dancy. Margaret, and Major Colford, friends who arrive to support Mabel. Now let's dive into the key event of Act Third, where everything that's been building comes to a head. Decisions are made, lives are shattered, and the tragedy unfolds. These moments are the tipping point, the ones you will never forget. Get ready for the dramatic final acts. Key events Act Third. Number 1. Dancy returns home and confesses to Mabel that he did steal the money. He explained that he was in debt and felt justified in taking the money from the Levis, whom he saw as a rival. Number 2. Mabel, thought heartbreaking, vows to stand by Dancy and even offers to follow him if he flees to Morocco. Number 3. The police arrive with a warrant for Dancy's arrest. Mabel pleads with the inspector to give them more time, but he refuses, insisting on carrying out his duty. Number 4. Realizing that he cannot escape the consequences and unwilling to bring further shame to Mabel, Dancy locks himself in the bedroom and shoots himself. Number 5. The play ends with Mabel fainting and the other characters left to deal with the aftermath of Dancy's death. Everything starts with the theft, the inciting incident, one moment, one crime that sets everything in motion. The stakes are raised, the mystery begins, and nothing will ever be the same. Let's dive into the event that sparks this entire story. The theft inciting incident. Discovery. Late in the evening, the peaceful atmosphere of Madeline Court is shattered when a significant sum of money is discovered missing from one of the guest rooms, triggering immediate alarm and concern. Number 2, accusation. The theft quickly escalates from a private matter to a public scandal as accusation emerge, forcing characters to take sides and reveal their true allegiances and prejudices. Investigation. As informal inquiries begin among the household characters and reveal their attitude towards justice, class privilege, and the uncomfortable question of who can be trusted when appearances and reality conflict. Now it's time to dive into the key themes and points that truly define this story, from the complexities of power and trust to the impact of choices and fate. The themes aren't just the backbone of the plot, they are what make this tale unforgettable. Let's break down what really drives the narrative and the character's action. Key themes and points. Number 1. Loyalty versus justice. The play explores the tension between personal loyalty and the demand of justice. Dancy's friends struggle with their desire to support him and to mounting evidence against him. Prejudice and anti Semitism. Lewis, as a Jewish man, faces subtle and overt prejudice from the other characters. His accusation against Dancy is met with skepticism and hostility, partially due to his outsider status. Honor and shame. Dante's actions are driven by a sense of honor, but they ultimately lead to his downfall. His suicide is presented as an act of honor, a way to avoid the shame of a public trial. The consequences of a scandal. The play highlights the destructive power of a scandal, both for the accused and for those around them. The character lives are irrevocably changed by the events of the play. Themes and tensions. Number one, justice versus social harmony, the pursuit of truth against preserving appearances. Number two, insider versus outsider, who belongs and who remains peripheral. Number three, appearances versus reality, the gap between social facade and true character. As Act First conclude, we see how a single criminal are reveal the fault lining running beneath the surface of polite society. The theft at Melancholy becomes more than a simple crime. It evolves into a test of character that challenges assumptions about class, ethnicity, and the nature of English society itself. The tensions established in this opening act set the stage for deeper exploration of loyalty, prejudice, and the price of maintaining one's principles in the world where social standing often matters more than truth. And that brings us to the conclusion. We have followed the twists, the turns, and the drama, but now it's time to reflect on everything that's happened. From the theft to the final revelations, the story leaves up with lasting questions and unforgettable moments. Thanks for joining me to this journey. Let's wrap it up and see what we have learned. Conclusion. Loyalties delves into themes of loyalty, honor, and prejudice, focusing on a theft that sparks conflict among characters. Each character faces a dilemma between loyalty to personal allegiances and the pursuit of justice. As the plot unfolds, the tension grows, revealing how personal biases and societal pressures influence their decisions. The play highlights the complexities of loyalty, questioning whether it can be virtuous or corrupted. The climax is tragic as characters actually leads to irreversible consequences. In the end, the play exposes the dangers of blind loyalty and the destructive impact of prejudice. The emotional fallout from the event forces both characters and the audience to reconsider the morality of loyalty. It serves as a poignant reminder of how unchecked loyalties can harm relationship and integrity. Ultimately, the play challenges viewers to reflect on the true cost of loyalty. Hey, thanks a ton of watching. I really appreciate you sticking with me through this one. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts. Catch you in the next one. Bye bye. Thank you.